welcome to Social with Sneha. Today we will discuss about 8th class chapter 1 part 2. Already part 1 is completed regarding the maps of ages down. Today we will discuss about maps which are made by Ptolemy. See here, a Ptolemy is a geographer who started making the maps for the first time based on the latitudes and longitudes. So here in our earlier class we have discussed about how the latitudes and longitudes are represented. So Ptolemy's maps are very famous. Why? Because he made the maps with the help of the latitudes and the longitudes. See, when we observe the map of Ptolemy, this is the first map which is representing entire world based on the latitudes and longitudes. But when we observe the map of Sumerians, when we observe the map of Greeks, when we observe the map of Heptarchus, it is just not accurate map. Means they did not took the value of the mathematical calculations like latitudes and longitudes. So as the Ptolemy was the first person who drew the map by using the latitudes and longitudes, which gives us a perfect location of a place. That is why the maps of Ptolemy were used by the sailors who wanted to know more about the places. So in this manner, the Ptolemy's maps were very famous. But now we can't able to get the maps for the reading purpose. So such kind of one map which is made by the Ptolemy was remodified, or it was used by the Arab map maker. Who is he? He is the Al-Idrisi in the year 1154, means 1154 CE. Common Era. So here these maps, means the maps which are made by the Ptolemy were remodified or remade. And you can see here one such map which is the first map which is made by the mathematical calculations. But the map which is made by the Arab map makers was different. When you observe the map here, the legend of the map is written in Arab, and especially they represented the Arabia in the middle. They have given the importance to it, and most important difference which you have to notice here is that the map is specifying the south direction towards the top. But actually when we discuss about the map directions, top of the map indicates the north. But here in this map you can clearly see that the south is represented top and the north is represented at the bottom. This is a major difference which you can see with the map which is made by Al-Idrisi. Next, same manner, the most important differences which we will find in this map is that this map is only representing the Eurasia. Eurasia means the combination of the Europe and Asia. We call it as Eurasia. So here the other part of the continents like South Africa, Southeast Asia, they was not located. Means whatever the place which they were having the knowledge, they represented on the map, and the other part they did not included in the map. So by this it is very clear for us that all the map makers who were making the maps, they were making only the map just of their knowledge. Means whatever the places they visited and whatever the knowledge they are having by visiting the places, they try to represent on the map. So this was the map of the Al-Idrisi who made for his king. Next we will discuss about a map which is made by a Chinese map maker for his emperor. The map maker is the Ming Huangqiu. So he made the map for the first time on 17 square meters. 17 square meters on a silk cloth. Okay, so when you see the map, you can see very clearly who is the person and a Chinese person. He is the Ming Huangqiu who made the map in the year 1389. In the year 1389, 1389 Common Era. So after the map of the Chinese, Europeans, they remodified the Ptolemy's map. Means they remade the Ptolemy's map and they used the mathematical calculations and they redrawn the map in an accurate way. So here, when we discuss about the accuracy, here this is the first map which is drawn with the help of the actual mathematical calculations. And we should learn another important thing. Europeans were much keen about their religious beliefs. They used to follow a lot of religious beliefs. In the same manner, next, based on the religious holy book Bible, they represented the world map. When you see on the screen, this is a map which is created by the Europeans based on the Bible, holy book Bible. So what the map is giving us, you can observe very clearly that the entire map is surrounded by the ocean and the complete map is divided into 3 continents, means 3 parts. The 3 parts, we call it as 3 continents like Asia, Europe and Africa. See, when we observe the map, Asia is on the top. Why they gave that importance? Because in the starting of the para itself, I told Europeans were much keen about the religious belief. So, Asia consists of the Jerusalem, which is the birthplace of the Jesus Christ. So, as a honor, they represented the Asia on the top of the map and the Europe and Africa in the down. So, this is a map which is prepared based on the religious belief by the Europeans. In the 15th century, Ptolemy was inspired by a new enthusiasm of non-Arabic world. Means it is not related to the Arabs. By the way, many new schools like French school, English school, German school, Italian schools came up where they were keen about making of new maps which gives accurate information. So, at this time only, Arabs blocked the sea route to India. Yes, when we observe, only the route which they selected was the sea route. Nowadays, we are having many modes of transportation like airways, roadways, railways. But in the initial stages, only the waterways which connected the places all over the world. So now the Arabs did not give the chance. They blocked the route to India. So at that time, many European countries like Poland, Germany, Holland, they all were eagerly making the maps which gives them a new way, means a new route, as the route was blocked by the Arabians by crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Now there is no chance to travel on the Mediterranean Sea. If they are traveling, what happens? Definitely the Arab will caught and there they will have a war. See the screen, Columbus, he went towards the west direction and reached America. Coming to the Vasco da Gama went around the Africa and he reached India. Now the new sea routes were also formed to reach the India, which you are seeing on the screen. What it is, it is very similar to the map which we are using now. These are the ancient maps which are similar maps but a lot of changes. So as they did not represent with actual calculations, so they don't know much about India. So you can see many maps which are showing India much smaller than Sri Lanka. But actually now when we open the atlas, what is the size of India and what is the size of Sri Lanka? Much different. India is bigger than Sri Lanka. Okay, now we shall discuss about map projection. So what is a projection? Projection is nothing but drawing the exact maps with a little bit of changes. Why I am telling little bit of changes? Because when we see the globe, what is a globe? It is a model of Earth. So when we want to represent the model of Earth is in a sphere, means spherical. So when we want to draw these spherical features on a flat surface, definitely they require some changes. So when the changes are going on, it should not affect the location of places. So by correcting the changes, by giving accurate values, map projection is done. So who is the Dutch father of projection? Is nothing but Gerardus Mercator. Okay, Gerardus Mercator, who is called as a Dutch father of projection. and he was born in 1512, and he passed away in 1904. So he was the first person who gave the projection of the map, which made more easy to make the map and to represent it on a flat surface. So what is a projection, Anna? When we are representing the flat spherical features on a flat surface, definitely it requires some changes. So doing that changes without affecting the location is called as a projection. So here, when we talk about the Britishers, who were the Britishers? Who ruled India nearly 200 years, and they plundered all the resources. So in that process, when the British was keen about plundering all the resources, they asked a surveyor map, means to do the map based on the survey, which gives us a clear information about the place, what kind of the mineral is there, what is the actual vegetation, and so on. For that purpose, they appointed James Rennell as a first surveyor general. In the year 1802, you can see on the screen, he is a person who is called as William Lambton. He was first appointed to complete the surveyor map. But unfortunately, he did not complete the survey, and then Sir George Everest, who was appointed to complete the survey map. So he completed the survey of map, which gave us that the Mount Everest is the highest peak. Now we are calling Mount Everest. So what is the name Everest? How it was named as Everest? Means by the honor, means to give the honor to the George Everest. Actually, the name Everest is the name of a person who completed the survey. Who is he? He is nothing but George Everest, who started his survey in Chennai from the sea level. Yes, all the heights are calculated by the sea level, mean sea level. That is why he completed the survey, and as a honor, the name of a Mount Everest was given. Means actually, what is the name of an Everest, Nana? The Everest is nothing but it is the name of a person who did the survey on it. This is related to the maps of different types. So when we talk about the maps, you can see some images, means some pictures like symbols. Is it or not? And you will represent some colors. So here these all the symbols are the conventional symbols which make us very clear about the topic. See, we are representing the map on a small piece of paper. So if we go on writing all the names, what happens? The map becomes clumsy. It not gives us a clarity. So to represent clear understanding by the viewers, they are using the conventional symbols. Coming to the colors. Here the green color is representing the forest. Blue color is representing the water. Brown color is representing the mountains and plateaus. To make very easy, convenient for the person to understand clearly, we are using many type of the colors. These all are the parts of the map. Next we will discuss about thematic map. Thematic map is a map which gives only one type of information. Means we are getting only a same information. Other than that, no other information we can see. Example, if we talk about population map. So we can see only the information related to the population, but we will not get other type of information. Means the map which includes only a similar type of information we call as a thematic map. Now next we will discuss about the relief features. What are the relief features? We are having different relief features like mountains, valleys and hills. So when we represent on a flat surface, we will not represent the heights. Is it or not? Yes. So specially to represent or to know the relief feature of a place, we require the symbol. That symbol we will learn by the counter lines. So here counter lines. Counter lines are the lines which are used to join the two different heights of a place. Okay, So what is a counter line? A counter line is a line which joining the places of same heights. Means two different places but having the same heights. So such kind of the lines are called as a counter lines. Once again, what is a counter line? A counter line is joining of the places which are having same heights is called as a counter line. These counter lines are drawn in the different intervals at a fixed point, like for every 20 meters, for every 50 meters and for every 100 meters, these lines are drawn. So what is the use of these counter lines? These counter lines help especially at the time of the construction of dams, at the construction of a major highways, to know whether what is the really future, whether there is a flat surface, whether the land is slope or whether the land is elevated. To know such kind of the information, the counter lines helps very conveniently. So I hope that it is very clear to you all. Please do like my video, share, comment and subscribe to my channel Social with Sneha.